Well, welcome back to RMS. We are back on this BMW non-start. If you haven't seen the last video, this one is coming. It's completely non-start. They've had a smell coming from the boot. Just after an MOT, it shut down. So we've gone through it and we've got no power to the fuel pump. Everything else on the engine seems okay. It just looks like we are not getting enough fuel up to the engine. So this is where we're at. It's got a control module behind this bolster. So we're going to get the top of the seat out, get it forward so we can get the module out. So that's the part we're at the moment. And yeah, so we're going to get this stripped out and we will carry on from there. So let's get into this, see what we find. Well, that didn't crank very fast. That was ignition on and that never changed. We are getting no signal from there even when we turn the ignition on. So we are going to have to go to that module. At least we unplug the module, we can power up that pump and see if the pump's working. If it starts in, we know we're on a winner. So battery's obviously low. We're going to get that on charge while we're doing it, while we get this out. And then, yeah, hopefully it's not too hard to get out. So normally just a couple of little bolts down here. Oh. Right, I'll show you when we've done it. So apparently it's got a couple of Torques down here, which we've found, and some people say take the seat belt stalks out, some people don't. So let's have a I think it'd be worth getting that one out of the way. Pop that. All there is something to get these headrests out from inside the boot. But maybe, will they come? What does it go? Where's the module? How far in is it? Do we want to take the holes out? Oh. There is a smell. And funny enough, they said that there was a smell from somewhere in the battery. That's where it sort of stemmed from. What hole's that in? Oh, 2 little 8mm. Don't need to take the seat out. So I'm going to quickly pull them off, pull this down the side, then we'll have a test from there. So just struggle to get an 8mm on there to find out it's a 10mm. If I'd have pulled this seat up, it might have been a bit easier, but always try and go the easiest way, don't you? Every time. What's going on there? Come on. Got it. But yeah, there is definitely a smell coming from here. So I would think it's going to be internal of this control unit, unless it is just a plug. Just make sure we got our live in. Oh, we haven't. I wonder, no, it's switch live, isn't it? Was it that one? No, live in. Oh, we've got 1 volt on there. 1.3 volts. On that fuse, we did have more, but I think it did go through a switch. So, right, that's ignition on. Let's try that again. In fact, let's bring you around this side so you can see what we're doing. So basically, what we've got is these two go out to the pump. These are the curlied ones, twisted pair. We've got voltage here. Earth on that one. We don't have voltage on that. We did have it on the fuse. So maybe this is. I'm going to go and check that fuse again. 1.6 volts. So, obviously, we checked the fuse, the main fuse coming into this, on that, what we thought was 20 amp, but then went to that. It's definitely a smell. But even if this had burnt out, we shouldn't have lost the voltage, unless there's another plug a bit further down. That's what we lost the voltage from. Just going to double check that fuse, just to see what's going on. Right, so here's saying on our data that it's that one, which we do have voltage on. On this, the only thing we've got is emblems, and we have got fuel there on 40. So where's 40 on there? It's the one below it, the 20 amp below. 1 volt. 12.5 and 1 volt. We got a blown fuse. It said 35. That says 35. That one there in the middle. Let's go and check the data what we had. I might got it wrong. You do look. Well, I looked at the diagram and I looked at the diagram and I looked at the wire, fuse layout. So I'm going to get that both up. I'm also going to get up the other one. See if there's a difference. Is it just the year of the car what's changed? I don't know. But that smell, I would think that the module's burnt out and also blown the fuse. So I'm sure if we put another one in there, it's going to short. But did we miss something to start with? So we would have had to go this route anyway. But that's why I was a bit concerned why that fuse was a different rating than what the pamphlet said inside the car. So right, I'm going to get this set up, have a look, and we'll see what is wrong where. So unfortunately, this is the first time we've used this system and it is incorrect. But look at this. Fuel pump module up to fuse 35, 20 amp. If you go onto their fuse layouts, it says the same. 35 is fuel pump, 40 is entertainment system. It's not right, they're the wrong way around. But a lot of us use this system. Fuse 35, 20 amp, going down to fuel pump control module. That is exactly the same as Heller. Is only when we go into, so these are rewritten diagrams. Somebody has given them the information, they've made it nice and neat for us to use. If you go onto one which is not cheap at all, it gives you the right information. Fuse 40, 20 amp, down to the control module. Nothing's perfect. We've been onto this and it's given us a runaround where they have multiple different systems, but it's all just put into the one car. You go into it, you don't put a VIN number in, you just put in the standard system and you have to work out what's going through it. On a basic one like this, you know, yeah, if it was just a fuse on this, it could be annoying, but there's a reason why the fuse is blown, so it is nice to get the accurate data. But same with the scan tool, same as everything, you do need multiple lots of information unless you're brand specific and you know you're a Jaguar Land Rover place and you've got full main dealer wiring diagrams. You put the VIN number in, it tells you that car. That is when you can afford to do stuff like that. Genuine, you know, diagnostic tool, it will program it. If it's available to be programmed, it will program it. So yeah, so that's what we come across with data and scan tools and stuff like that. So I do need to go and check this out, find out whether that module shorted, see what's going on. So we'll do that, have a quick look. We're going to put another fuse in it, see if that pops. We're going to put a 10 amp in there, see if that pops or not. If it doesn't, go and have a quick look. If it pops straight away, we're going to get that module out, get it opened up, we'll have a quick look. Right, I'm going to quickly pull that 20 amp out. You can see it is blown. So that's why we had 12 volt on one side and the one sort of amp what we got down the back. If I put this in there before it even powers anything up and it shorts, whoo, yeah, blown straight away, dead short. Right, there is ways that you can test that with a ohms meter to see if we've got a short to ground, things like that. I should be doing that. If I had enough time to do it, I would show you, but I don't. I do the more technical stuff on Mechanic Mindset. When we've got you set up on the day off, and I'll come in and I'll show you how to do that sort of stuff. We can't do it on these YouTube channels, so that people will say, you should have done that, you should have done that. Yeah, I should have. I know I got a short, so now I'm going to go to the bank, disconnect that. As long as we haven't got any sort of earth path on that red wire, because that fuse is disconnected now, we shouldn't have anything on it. It will probably show a ground path with a meter, and as we disconnect it, the ground will pull away, and then we just know that it's down to that. But then we will power up the fuel pump and just make sure it starts, and then yeah, we'll have a look from there. But that's the reason why, yeah. But don't try and put in, if I'd tried to put in another 20 amp fuse in there, especially if it's an aftermarket cheap made Chinese fuse, that can end up burning the wiring out. So we don't do that. We go to a nice low amp fuse, put it in there. If we've got a short, we've got a short. So right, let's go back there. So we've got no fuse in there now, which that was the one we have voltage on, and we have got an earth path onto it. I know that's the one down to the fuel pump. Yeah, so maybe it's not the one down to the fuel. It is the one down to the fuel pump. That's interesting. We haven't got a short until the red and black were coming up from the front, which is 1.odd volt. We don't seem to have a short on it. And if we put power to it, that's weird. But why did it blow? Has this got a short circuit in it? Don't think so. Maybe that powers. That's got to power that, hasn't it? Let's pull it open, see what we've got going on. Oh dear. Yep, well, that is the end of that. So if I disconnect this now and put a fuse in down the other end, it won't blow. But let's just show you what we've got. It's all burnt in there, all charred. So we know that that is a goner. So I just want to make sure this pump isn't shorted. Again, we could use resistance, but these probes do have quite a quick overload sense on them. So we've got an earth path through it. If we put power to that and it is shorted, it would blow this quite easy. Yeah, that's pumping fine. So hopefully that might start. No, it wouldn't start. Yeah, well, I think I'm going to run a little bypass on it. Shall I? Yeah, let's wire it up anyway, just to make sure it all starts. And then all we need to know is that this is the bit at fault, and we'll get another one and get it back together. So let's get it running anyway. Still a quick bypass on that, and then we'll start it up. Right, let's do that. Right, so we've got a set of retractable test leads. We've wired into the two wires onto the fuel pump, added our earth to one of them. We're going to put our live to the other. And there we go. Let's just turn the sound off. Can we turn the sound off on that? Sound off. Right, so you can hear that buzzing in the back. This, honestly, I haven't tried to start. I don't even know if the battery's good enough to start. Ah, perfect. And that is, I take the power off that, it will probably cut out. There we go. And that is God's honest truth. There we go. So it needs a module. So that's what the smell was. They smelt it in the back, which is obviously coming from there. All right, let's do a recap. So there we go. It's another one we found the fault on. It's working okay now. We need to get that module, and that's that done. Thanks to Hella Gutman for selling down the wiring diagram, and unfortunately it wasn't perfect, but for a quick resource with things we all know, we've all used them, we've all been let down by stuff. I'm not saying that one's bad or good. It's exactly the same as auto data. Yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, thanks very much for sending that down. We are going to use it. We're going to see how we go with it, but we are going to need multiple ones. There's another car done. We can understand how the garage smelt something in there and said, no, get that checked. We thought when he'd said that it was just a battery, it could have been something basic, but obviously it wasn't. So yeah, let us know what you think of this video. If you can, put a subscribe down below and a like and maybe a comment just to help us grow our channel. Like I say, we are trying to grow it. We're putting a lot of things in place. And obviously, if you like this type of content, if you could share it across your socials and things like that so we can try and get a little bit bigger, that'd be really appreciated. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.